Hey everybody, welcome back to my channel. I'm Jason. I'm recording today from my garage because it's late and I don't want to disturb the whole household. So I was making characters in Path Builder and I noticed something that made me question whether or not something was possible. I want to run this by you guys. Let me know what you think in the comments. So in Path Builder, when you're creating a character, your unarmed attack, your basic unarmed attack that every character gets, isn't given to you by default. You have to add it like any other weapon. So I was building a character and I had noticed that, and so I went in and ported the uh, the unarmed attack in, and I noticed something. Now in other weapon slots, you have the option to put runes in to make the weapon better. In unarmed attack, that isn't grayed out. And if you look at something like stances for monks, it's not grayed out there either. And I got to thinking, can you add runes to unarmed attacks? Now, unarmed attacks are not a separate weapon, but they have the weapon trait, which means they're treated as weapons for a variety of purposes. But the idea got me thinking back to campaign 2 of Critical Role and that turtle sailor who could give arcane tattoos to people. And I thought this is a great way to use an existing mechanic to give people arcane tattoos. All the rules for the runes are exactly the same. It's just applied to your body as a tattoo for a specific purpose. In the case of an unarmed attack, it only works when you're making unarmed attacks with that set of traits that you normally get for unarmed attacks. So if a monk, for example, went into a stance, they no longer have access to that rune. That rune doesn't activate. That tattoo doesn't activate. But if they apply runes to their stance, then when they go from unarmed to that particular stance, the runes activate. The tattoo activates. So they might have different tattoos on their body for different stances, which would be so cool. It would give the monk so much more versatility and let them catch up with other martial classes who focus on weapons. If you wanted to have a completely unarmed monk, they could still use runes as tattoos. And I don't think this breaks anything, but think about it. If you are a druid and you have a rune on your unarmed attack, it only applies when you're in your human or your elf or your humanoid form. If you shift into a bear, that bear doesn't have the same traits as the humanoid form, so the rune doesn't apply. Now you could apply a separate set of runes to yourself in bear form that they only activate when you're a bear, but um, then it's, again, just like applying to a specific weapon. That weapon the runes only work when you have that weapon in play. These runes only work when you're a bear. And imagine how useful that would be to someone like a wizard if they were able to take on their unarmored defense a resiliency rune. I mean, that would make them much better at surviving encounters. I mean, they don't get to wear armor, but they're trained in armored defense. They're trained in unarmored defense, and if they had a rune to boost them when they're not wearing armor, based on a tattoo, that would save some wizards' lives. I think that might be a hack. This might be a hack for Pathfinder. Um, I checked. I didn't see anything in the core rulebook that says this is not allowed. Um, and maybe other people have thought of this before me, and I just never noticed it before now. I never came across it um, in YouTube or any other places. But let me know in the comments what you think of this idea. I mean, the runes would cost the same. They would behave the same. They would just be assigned to aspects of your physical body. And, maybe these hurt more to apply than a normal tattoo. Maybe you have to make a fortitude saving throw when you have a rune applied. And maybe the runes aren't applied correctly if you fail the save, or if you critically fail, something else even worse happens. I don't know. I haven't really thought that stage of it through. It's just kind of an idea that came to me. And like I said, let me know what you think in the comments. Please like this video. Please subscribe for more content. And have a great game anytime you play. Good night, everybody.